All right. Let me see if I can set the stage here as to what I'm concerned about. Looks like this is a lease agreement for a piece of property that's in Bothell, Washington. Why we're here, I don't know, in Thurston County District Court, other than the fact, I guess, that the registered agent for Belong Inc. is registered in Tumwater. After looking through all these documents, it looks like all the claims for damages have been paid. Is that right, Mr. Corpali?
Yes. For damages, yes, but I had to file a small claims and had to go through a process. That reimbursement has not been paid to me.
And so you paid for filing fee and you paid for service of the notice, correct?
Yes, I took consultation from Scobble. The entire amount was $662.
And what is squabble?
Squabble is it helps clients like me who are unaware of the legal process for any small disputes. Like, for example, for me, it's a first time filing a small claims case. I didn't even know what to do. I consulted them if I had a case, and they said they will take care of the entire process, right from filing to serving the process for me. But they charged $662 for that filing claim for that entire handling of the process. So they are like a third party helping agency to help people who don't know about anything about legal process.
And they charged you $262 for essentially nothing.
$662, yes. Nothing in the sense like I had zero knowledge of how to even go ahead in this case. So they provided me guidance and also handled the entire process.
When I say essentially nothing, what I meant, Mr. Corpali, was that there are no damages. Everything's been paid now, finally, through the work of the two insurance companies. Is that correct?
That's true, but when I filed the case, I was under the subrogation letter for legally paying $3,600. So when I filed the case, I was supposed to pay $3,600 to Allstate. I was under that charge.
Ms. Silks, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Your Honor. Yeah, that is correct. There was two different insurance companies that one was denying the claim and the other one was requesting to be paid. Mr. Capali was never out any funds for anything, and I let him know that I would step in to try to communicate with the two insurance companies so that it could be paid, and that's what I did. But it took a little bit of time for each insurance company to look over everything and pay the claim. So Mr. Capali was never out any money or damages whatsoever.
So I'll ask this of both of you, and you can give me the help on the timeline. This incident happened on October 23rd or 24th, is that right? 2025?
Correct.
And there were two different companies that responded to the claim. One was ServPro and one was, can't remember what the other name was, out of Kent, I think.
I could kind of clear this up if you'd like, sir.
Is that you, Ms. Silks?
Yes. What I was going to say is when the initial claim happened, the homeowner sent their own insurance company, which was ServPro, to do the water mitigation. And then after that, Mr. Capali had, filed the renter's liability insurance for the rest. So that's when the other insurance company stepped in, QBE. So QBE paid all of that part out, but Allstate had paid out the part for the Serve Pro. And so QBE wouldn't pay that portion of it at first because they thought it was Allstate. But what I explained to QBE, that it was part of the whole mitigation. It was part of the overall repairs for what happened. And so Allstate was trying to get their money, which is why Mr. Capali got the letter. And then I went to QBE and explained all of that, what it was. It was for the initial water mitigation that the homeowner wanted to make sure was taken care of right away. And so QBE took that all into account and took that under the overall claim for them, and then paid out that portion to Allstate so that the subrogation letter was released. But Mr. Capali was never out any of those funds at all, but Allstate was looking for the funds.
Let me ask this question. When was Belong Inc. advised of this claim initially? October 23rd, October 24th?
October
When it
23rd.
happened. Yeah, when it happened.
When it happened. And did Belong Inc. indicate that that the insurance that was involved, that Mr. Corpali had purchased, or let's back up. QBE, that was insurance for Belong? Is that right?
No, we're not an
Who's that?
insurance company. It's just offered. It's an insurance company that we offer to our residents if the resident wants to purchase it through QBE. That's the one that we reference, but they are welcome to get their own outside of Belong as well.
So, Mr. Corpali, you had both QBE insurance and Allstate?
No, I had insurance through Belong, which is QBE. Belong sold the insurance to me saying it's protected by Belong. So my insurance was managed by Belong, the property owner. I paid to Belong every month certain insurance fee, which they paid to QBE.
The Allstate was the homeowner's insurance company.
Oh, okay.
And the homeowner immediately, because once we were made aware of this situation, the homeowner is immediately made aware of the situation as well. And without delay, because the homeowner wanted to make sure that the home was, the integrity of the home was kept, they immediately contacted their insurance. And that's how Allstate got involved. And Allstate immediately sent out Serve Pro. And then later on, QBE absorbed that amount from Allstate. But at first, QBE didn't understand. So they were denying the claim because Allstate is another insurance company. So it's a different kind of, one insurance company to the other. And I explained to Mr. Capali that I would, step in and speak with both insurance companies. He was sent the letter once he provided the letter to us that Allstate was looking for their funds. I said I would step in. I did. And in that same time is when Mr. Capali had filed a lawsuit. But I did share with him that it takes some time for the insurance companies to sort this out. And it was paid. And I kept constant contact
Let me
with
ask you
Mr.
this,
Capali.
Ms. Silks.
Yes,
How
sir.
much money did QBE pay for the repair and restoration? That would have been to the Kent company.
Yeah,
What was that?
I think that was for Mr. Capali. Mr. Capali would know that because it was his claim that he filed.
No, one
right?
thing to add, Your Honor. My insurance is managed by Belong. I wasn't even given the insurance papers. So Here, QBE is not my insurance. It's the insurance of Belong, the property manager's insurance. So I have no knowledge of what happened between QBE and Belong or Allstate. Allstate just sent me a subrogation letter. The protection sold by Belong is I will not be involved. It's like hands off. The tenant will not be involved in insurance claim. They will be managing all the insurance claim. And they didn't even provide me the document of QBE. They call it the master insurance policy, the Belong master insurance policy.
Yeah, it was 6,000, QBE paid $6,452.61 for those, for the insurance claim.
All right. And then, Ms. Silks, while you're looking at those numbers, ServPro wanted $3,639.70. Is that right?
That is correct. Actually, it was Allstate. I mean, well, Allstate paid them for that amount.
Right. But that's the amount that ServPro billed for their work.
Correct.
And I understand that on March 18th, QBE issued a check in the amount of $4,558.47 for the ServPro damage.
Correct.
So where did the difference of $918 go?
Well, we paid Allstate. I don't know if I didn't know there was a difference of anything.
Well, Allstate wanted $3,639.70 and QBE paid $4,558.47 for that same claim. The other claim we're not talking about because that was satisfied. Nobody's got a question about that.
Yeah.
So there's a difference of $918. Where'd that go?
That I'm not aware of.
Well, they didn't pay it to Allstate, right? The check went to Belong, did it not?
It came to us and then we sent it to Allstate.
The same check, or you deposited the check and paid it
It's
out?
my understanding, we deposited the check and then sent the check to, and then sent a check to Allstate for the subrogation letter to release it.
Okay. So that means that somewhere in the Belong file, in the Belong financials, there's $918.77 that's unaccounted for.
Yeah, I don't have that information. I'm sorry. I just know what Allstate was asking for, and we sent the information from Allstate to QBE, and then they paid it to us, and then we paid Allstate.
Did Belong include any charge for its services in that claim to QBE?
Well, Belong offers the policy, to the residents, as Mr. Kapali said, but I don't know if we paid anything extra to QBE for it.
Well, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I just know that we
Insurance
got.
companies tend not to, I mean, they're obligated to account for their funds. If they wanted
Right.
$3639.70 and QBE sends $4,558.47, there's a difference there of $918.77. So if QBE sent the check to you to Belong puts it in their account, takes out $3639.70 and sends it to Allstate. Allstate eventually issues the release of the subrogation letter. There's still $918.77 unaccounted for. Unless you tell me, Ms. Silks, that, oops, we realized that they gave us more money and we sent it back to QBE. You don't know the answer to that. Okay.
I
got it.
don't, no, sir. No, Your Honor. I just know that we sent what Allstate sent us. We sent it directly to QBE, and then QBE sent us an amount that, and we sent an amount that Allstate was asking for.
Well,
We're the property management company. We're not like the insurance company. We just offer that
I get it.
service. Yeah.
I get it. And I appreciate, I don't know if Mr. Corpali does, but I appreciate the work that you did getting in the middle, trying to explain to these two insurance companies what the heck happened in this process, and get the insurance company to meet its responsibility and pay what it's supposed to pay, which, took quite a while to occur. And then it winds up that they paid more than what was being requested. And I'm just trying to figure out whether that is something that belongs, said, well, we want the 3639 plus $900 for the work that we did to do this. And so they issued that bigger amount, or whether that money is unaccounted for at this point. So if I say, okay, I'm going to give Mr. Corpali judgment in this case for $662 for the squabble thing, which I don't like at all. I mean, the idea, Mr. Corpali, is that most people that file in small claims court, I'd say the vast majority of people that file in small claims court don't know what they're doing and how it works. And the paperwork is designed to help you do that and understand that. And the clerk's office is there to help you do that and understand that. And it seems to me that $662 for their assistance in this matter was excessive, but be that as it may. So if I said I'm going to give Mr. Corpali $662 for squabble and $85 for service and $50 for filing fee, that's $14.19. That's $797. That's still less than the overage that was paid by QBE, by my calculation.
Mr. Corpali was never out any money. There was no need for him to even sue. I was letting him know that I was talking to each insurance company and sharing documents between each. I never saw a physical check myself, but I kept him updated every step of the way. So there was no need for him to even file suit.
I've seen the correspondence, and I said, I appreciate the effort that you made in this. The problem is in the perception of the person who is at risk here. You didn't receive the subrogation letter, he did. And he felt that he was at risk and he needed to do something to protect himself. And what he did may have been a wise choice or may not have been a wise choice. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. So the fact that you counseled him that it was not necessary, that you were going to get it fixed, that's one thing. But with the subrogation letter hanging out there, he could have felt that he needed to protect himself, so he did what he had to do.
Of course, yeah. I actually talked with him when I called.
So Ms. Silks, what I'm saying is, if I give him judgment for $797 in this case, take that off of the $918.77, Long is still ahead by $121.77 by my calculation. So you're not out any money. Mr. Corpali's not out any money.
It did
Insurance
take me a
companies are satisfied.
substantial amount of time to do it. And I did share with Mr. Corpali when I called him, I was very excited that I got it all taken care of after hours of doing this. I shared with him and he was not satisfied. He had posted a very damaging review online of our services. And he told me that he had filed and cost him money because he used this service. And I did say, okay, what can I do to make you whole? I did ask him that, to where this review is not a reflection of our efforts anymore, because I worked diligently to try to get this taken care of for you. I put myself in his shoes. And like you said, if I got a letter like that, I would be concerned too, that I was going to be responsible for it. And so I asked him, would this, if we make you whole and make sure that everything's done, and, it won't reflect the review that you posted, which is really bad, would you consider removing it? And he said, absolutely not. Even if we made him whole. And, we discussed this in mediation as well. And he said, absolutely not. He would never remove it. So I felt like, I couldn't make him happy with anything that I had tried to do along the way.
Yeah, well, I feel the same way. I'm not going to make everybody happy by sitting here. So
Yeah.
I
And this
think
was
that's
like
what I'm
time
going to
of
do.
me.
So after hearing this and reviewing all the documents that were filed in this case, I'm awarding judgment in favor of Raj Korpali against Belong Inc. following trial today. Principal amount will be $662, $50 for the filing fee, $85 for the service fee. That's $797. And Ms. Silks, as I did my math, and I'm sure you'll be able to go back and talk to the financial people in your office who got the check and cut the check and so forth, and see what they did with the money. But by my calculation, there was $918.77 paid more than what was the total of the two claims. So this $797 that comes off of that still leaves Belong Inc. $121.77 ahead in this process. So that's my judgment. I've signed it. You each can get a copy of it from the clerk's office next week when it will be available. All right, that's all for today.